Ranthambore National Park, total tiger 70 plus.
We were quite lucky because we saw a sloth bear.
Hello everybody, today we are going from Jaipur to Ranthambore and we are going to have a safari. We'll reach there at 1 o'clock, we'll eat our lunch, then we'll get ready for a safari which is for 3 hours. At 2 o'clock we'll go for the safari. At the 5 o'clock the safari will be finished. So we are hoping that in 3 hours we will see some animals.
At the Ranthambore National Park, in front of the entrance, we are waiting to get to our canter. So to visit the Ranthambore Safari, you can make your reservation online or through the resorts where you plan to stay. If you book online, you can save yourself some of the commission that the intermediaries would take up. And the option to reserve online is to go to the Rajasthan tourism website. There are many fake websites that also show up on the internet, but you need to go to the official tourism website of Rajasthan, register yourself with a login and choose wildlife, and then choose the national park of interest, slot, zone, etc. And if you have availability, you can book your reservation. You'll only get the permit and a booking ID initially, and as you approach the day within the last 12 hours, you actually get the reservation ticket with the details of the guide and the driver's phone numbers. So you have to arrive at this location known as Ganesh Dham if your safari is in zones 1 to 5, which is predominantly where people book their safaris from. You have to give a call to that number and the vehicle comes here. There is also the vehicle number provided in the ticket. You just have to wait for the canter or the gypsy to arrive and then get boarded. We hope we get to see some animals and also hoping to see the big cat. There is a lot of vehicles waiting to enter the park here. Private vehicles are not allowed into the reserve forest for the safari, but there is a fort inside to which they have access to, and the route to the fort also is shared by the safari vehicles. So till that point there is private vehicles. So once the canters and the gypsies arrive, you need to find the vehicle number that is seen on your booking challan and board that. So you will have like a driver and a guide to assist you during your safari.
And as we entered the reserve forest, I was watching like a hawk, or so I thought, curious to see if I could spot some animal in the wild. As we entered Zone 5, the guide gave us an overview of the zone and its inhabitants.
Monkey, mongoose, leopard, tiger and other animals. Sir, Ranthambore National Park, total tiger 70 plus. This zone 5, 6 tiger territory. The Ranthambore National Park, tiger is big territory. The one male tiger territory 45 to 55 square kilometer. But female tiger territory 20 to 25 square kilometer. Sir, Ranthambore National Park, 2 types search tiger. First step footprint, pug mark. Second step alarm call. The sea tiger, spotted deer, sambar deer, peacock, monkey for alarm call. The spotted deer, sambar deer is common. First try for tiger. Okay? Chalo.
We saw a lot of sambar deer, chital, a marsh crocodile along the way, as we desperately tried to look for something even bigger. To the credit of the guides, they all took their canters along different trails, constantly communicating to increase the chances for all visitors.
The summer time, this area good possibility tiger sighting. The natural water pond, the good grassland. Sometimes big grass behind sleeping.
As a few monkeys went berserk, all canters headed to a point bordering zones 4 and 5, and we all waited patiently. The monkeys kept calling frantically, and I'm sure one of the big cats was quietly observing us all, not willing to heed.
Les monkeys ils ont pris l'habitude de traverser le track pour orienter. Ouais.
And as dusk was about to break, we had to return. Our fifth safari yet, and zero tiger sightings. But it all changed the next morning. Back at the resort after doing our morning safari at Ranthambore, we did two safaris here. The evening safari yesterday, which was in zone 5, and the morning safari today in zone 4. And we were disappointed that we couldn't spot a tiger yesterday. There were alarm calls from the monkeys, so we were waiting at a couple of spots where we thought there was a tiger in the surrounding area, but we couldn't spot one. And we went with the hope that we would be able to spot one today, and luckily it happened in zone 4. So right from the outset the guide was kind of very proactive. He very clearly said we will try to scout for a tiger at least in the first half of the session, and then come back to look at the other animals if we went lucky, or the other way. On our way, as we entered into zone 4, we were quite lucky because we saw a sloth bear right adjacent to the road around a tree. It was trying to get the straw out of the tree trunk for it to eat. So we saw the whole episode of it trying to get the straw out, and also after successfully accomplishing that, it was enjoying its little meal. And sloth bear apparently is a rare sighting, so that kind of set us on a very positive note. And then we went for a few miles and we saw some pug marks, and after about 10 minutes of tracing the pug marks and going on the trail, our guide heard the alarm calls of deer. So the alarm calls of monkeys can cover a larger distance because they have a better line of sight, and hence the possibility of spotting a tiger with just the calls of a monkey is a little low. But after hearing distinct calls of alarm from the sambar deer, our guide was very confident that there is definitely a tiger that's within approachable distance. There were two routes, so we took one, and luckily we saw a majestic tiger sitting right at the junction of 2 to 3 of these trails merging. And then once it saw our vehicle, it slowly started moving, and then we were just following the tiger along its path and got a very good viewing of this tiger, tracked as T21 and also known as Badal. It was a sight to behold, and for us, after not having been successful with at least 5 of our safaris so far, but it was completely worth it. The wait only made it even more sweeter, I would say. It was a wonderful sighting. Sloth bears are shy animals, and the fact that we saw one minutes into our session was already good omen. The bear we saw looked cheerful, picking up juice from the straw on the tree for its morning breakfast.
a surreal setting, we saw a wild boar running near our canter. And all of a sudden, we heard the alarm calls of a samba deer, and we knew we were around a tiger. There he was, Badal, at the crossroads, giving zero damns about our presence. He literally yawned. And as he walked, we slowly kept chasing him, pausing while he paused, moving while he moved. Something he must have been used to all these years. And as we approached an open stretch, the guide decided that we overtake and wait for him to arrive there for a better sight. The moment we crossed, and the 1 minute watching him clearly as he scratched a tree trunk and sprayed, marking his territorial dominance, is etched in my memory forever.
Hold on, hold tight, sit down, sit down.
Oh my God.
As we returned, the weight the presence of a tiger carried was very evident. All animals attentive, observant, and communicating with tension. Badal even changed the mood of the tourists. We all enjoyed the next hour, sharing stories of our encounters with animals, high on energy as we signed off.